That's right, folks, it has been created. The world's very first working time machine. We have it, and you want to try it. I can hear you now, sitting in your living room, sipping on a cup of coffee. Honey, where should we travel to? Well, let me tell you. Are you a Caucasian female? Do you have a college degree? Do you have a lucrative and engaging job? Do you hate housework and cooking? Did you vote in the last election? Do you think of your husband as a partner and not a master? Well, if that's you, let me tell you exactly where not to travel to when using this time machine. To the time period between 1815 and 1850, also known as the Expanding Nation. As a woman growing up in the early 1800s, you will live a life of obligations and not choices. Expect to spend your life working in the house. Your weekly schedule will consist of cleaning, laundry, mending, baking, tidying the house, more cleaning, childcare, preparing 3 meals a day, hauling water, keeping the stoves lit, making all of your family's clothing, preserving food, tending the garden, and during planting and harvest seasons, providing food and hospitality for the extra help needed in the fields. The book, The Household, which was written in 1884, quotes, "A really good housekeeper is almost always unhappy. While she does so much for the comfort of others, she nearly ruins her own life and health. It is because she cannot be easy and comfortable when there is the least disorder or dirt to be seen." Plan to be viewed as property. Once you marry, and yes, you will marry, everything you own will become your husband's, including yourself. Not only yourself, but your political say. In the 1800s, the Constitution referred to only men, and women had no rights. Speaking of husbands, you should expect to give birth to an average of 7 children. Out of these 7, between 1/3 and 1/2 will live to the age of 5. Oh, and did I forget to mention your probability of dying from tuberculosis? Do you love to exercise? Well, forget that. Women in the 1800s were not even allowed to exercise outside of their daily chores. This was because it was thought to cause infertility. Because your job is housework, you will not attend any school or university. It was not until 1836 when Catherine Beecher and Mary Lyon opened Mount Holyoke, the first women's college. And even when it opened, very few attended, and the few that did were not treated as equals. As a woman in the 1800s, plan to wear a corset every day. An average of 22 pounds of pressure will be put on your internal organs at all times. And caution, this may cause fractured ribs or collapsing of your lungs. It will not be until 1848, 2 years before your time machine's time frame will run out, when the first Women's Right Convention will be held in New York. 100 men and women will sign the Declaration of Sentiments, and equal rights will be called between men and women. Just remember, by moving to the 1800s, you will have 3 sole purposes in life. 1, to find a husband. 2, to reproduce. And 3, to tend to your household. You heard it here first, ladies. Keep your rights and decline your invitation to traveling to the early 1800s today.